Hey guys, it's Michael from Fire and Brilliance, and this is a live Geminar. This is our first time doing a live Geminar, and today's Geminar is going to be very special, only because we're going to be talking about a subject that most people are probably that has been engaged or is trying to get engaged has experienced, but have no solution to it. But before starting, I do want to introduce to you Rachel. Okay, so if you don't know who she is an F&B's client support manager, and she is part of our team. So that said, what we'll be talking about today is a ringless proposal Geminar, and this is our first live stream Geminar. Okay, so what is a ringless proposal? And what I'm saying here is that Fire and Brilliance, we've sold thousands and thousands of rings over the years. So we could say that we know a little bit or two about situations where people may get into an engagement and not knowing what they want to propose with. So that said, well, let's go over some common mistakes, some major mistakes in terms of people picking the design, and we'll go from there. Okay, so the first thing is, what are some common mistakes? And Rachel, you know as well as I do that we go through this on a daily basis with some of our
Oh
clients and
yeah.
customers. So some of the common mistakes that people decide on is the incorrect finger size, the incorrect stone shape, size, cut, color, and type, you name it. A lot of times, many times, people do a mistake on that too as well. And then the incorrect metal type. So, for example, if it's 14K versus 18K purity, or if it's actual yellow gold versus white gold, or palladium or platinum. So sometimes they get that wrong as well. And let's go over some major mistakes as to what people will encounter, or many people will encounter, is the incorrect overall design. So let's just say if you already got the finger size wrong and the stone size wrong and the metal type wrong, imagine getting the overall design that your fiance wants or future fiance wants wrong. So for example, halo versus a solitaire, vintage versus a modern design, or accented versus a multi-stone ring. So that said, these are some common and major mistakes that can overall create some anxiety in people. And so, what are some of the common denominators, right? So let's just say this: what are some of the common denominators that result in these mistakes? And those are not wanting to ruin an element of surprise. So because of doing that, I mean, Rachel, I mean, I think you know as well as I do, many people that propose, and I'd say most people that propose, do not want to tell their significant other that they're
Mhm.
about to do it. They don't want them to know their plan, their schedules, and as to when and how they're going to do it, and therefore they do not want to ruin the element of surprise. But because of that, many times they end up getting the design wrong. Am I correct, Rachel?
Yeah, it happens way more than people would think. Because you want to keep the surprise, but you also want to get what your partner wants. But sometimes guessing doesn't always lead to exactly what the partner will want.
That's 100% correct. And
Hmm.
at the same time, many times, another reason of another common denominator is that the assumption that of what the fiance actually wants. This, believe it or not, happens. I wouldn't say a lot, but it happens quite often. Meaning, you may go into the situation, design a specific ring, or purchase a ring that's already made, thinking that your fiance actually will love that ring, but sometimes they actually don't. That can cause many, many future headaches. Am I right, Rachel?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, personally, I've had a customer who, they worked very, very hard on a beautiful custom ring. It was a very antique vintage design. And then unfortunately, the fiance called me maybe 6 months later and was crying because it was literally the exact opposite of what she wanted. But she didn't know how to tell her fiance. So it's definitely something we've heard of before.
Right. So, and some other common denominators is incorrect. Oh, go back there, Brian. Yeah, incorrect information from, sorry about the typo there, incorrect information from the fiance's close family and friends. Believe it or not, that does happen. It's very rare because most people, if it's close family and friends, they should know, especially a lot of times people will ask the close family and friends because they many times they do know, especially if it's a best friend or a sister or something like that. But sometimes they do get it wrong. And at the end of the day, the change of heart on the design, because many times you may want a design this year, but may completely change your mind next year when that proposal actually happens. So these are
Mhm.
some common denominators in terms of why people choose the wrong designs now, or create mistakes in purchasing designs. Now, let's move on to the next slide there, Brian. The When you're getting these things wrong, guys and girls, I'm telling you, it can cause a lot of anxiety. Many times there's a lot of unintended conflicts and arguments, and many times there are unintended additional financial commitment on a new ring. What I mean by that is many times when you are creating a custom ring, or if you've purchased a ring and you've held in your possession past the limit or window of opportunity to return the ring, and you can't return it anymore to your original jeweler. Sometimes, if you really want to please your fiance, you will eventually purchase another ring, which is another unintended financial commitment, even before getting married. And sometimes that can cause a huge financial stress. And believe it or not, it happens. Right, Rachel? I mean, we've encountered some situations like this in the past. It's
Mhm.
never a happy situation, but we do try to provide some solutions and to help people out. But at the end of the day, the important thing is try to get it right the first time.
Mhm. Yeah,
Right.
definitely. And there's another level of this where there's an additional anxiety because the one who was proposed to feels like their partner didn't know what they wanted in the first place, like didn't know them themselves. So it's definitely an anxious situation.
Absolutely, absolutely. So why are we going over this in terms of the Geminar? Well, these are some valid points, and this hopefully will be able to help you guys out. The situation in terms of choosing a design, and the stress alone and the anxiety and being nervous about even proposing and scheduling a date and figuring out if you want to actually make it a big proposal or an intimate proposal. Either way, it's one of those situations where a person might be very nervous about it, and if you are to get it wrong, and your fiance ends up loving, obviously, that your fiance hopefully will love the idea that you're proposing, but if he or she does not like it, then sometimes it can cause a lot of headaches. So what if we told you that we can actually resolve these headaches, okay, with something we call a ringless proposal? Okay, so a ringless proposal and a design together experience. Rachel, did you want to kind of quickly go over what this means?
Yeah, so this is actually a really great program that we're just launching right now. And what it is it lets you buy just the loose stone by itself with some upgraded packaging, and you can actually propose with that. So that way you can design your ring together later. This makes sure that you get the design absolutely perfect. You can create, and then there's something like really special about creating something together to start your engagement journey. And then you don't have to worry about stressing over making mistakes or choosing the wrong design because your partner will be fully involved in it to make sure that they're getting exactly what they want the first time.
That's absolutely right. So basically, a quick rundown again is just you're proposing without a ring. You're proposing
Hmm.
with a loose stone. You are proposing with just a stone. You and your partner figure out on the ring so that you can work on together, and it's a great bonding experience, just like what Rachel said. So with the ringless proposal, you can still make your moment special and design the perfect ring together afterwards. It is truly the best of both worlds to ensure that every box is checked. It's actually a great idea, and we've had a few people that have done that in the past. So I think it's actually a great idea for people to consider this option, especially if you don't want to get it wrong. Now that said, I do want to obviously put a full disclaimer saying that many people do know what their fiance wants. Many people do know exactly what they want, and they want to propose with just a ring and do it the traditional way. This is actually a solution for those that don't know and don't want to screw it up. That's all it is. Okay, so if it resonates with you, then we are here to let you know that you are not alone. Okay, so step one, what do you do? Is to start with a loose stone. So if you had to get just one thing right, remember, proposing. It requires multiple things when it comes to a ring. Not only do you have to get the loose stone right, you have to get the ring and the design, the metal type, the finger size, all of that right. The only thing you have to get right the first time is the loose stone. What does she want, or what does he want in terms of a center stone, right? What shape, what size, what color, what type, right? Is it a diamond, moissanite, lab diamond? Is it a round, cushion, oval? Is it a brilliant cut, step cut? Is it a colored stone? Is it a white stone? What is it? What is it that they want? So if you could get that part right, then that's all you need to do. All that you need to get right ahead of time is the center stone of choice. Right, Rachel?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then once you have the stone, you can then move forward. But the stone is such a important part because it is the center of everything. So it does let you know that your partner is thinking about you. They really do see what you want, but they still want you to help to design the actual ring. But then being able to choose the stone for the center, it's just such a romantic gesture itself.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and step number two here. Step number two is shipment. And we do not mean the shipment of the actual ring. We're referring to the actual shipment of the center stone. Now, the shipment, if you want to just elaborate on what it comes with, Rachel.
Yeah, so it's going to come with this upgraded loose gemstone box. It's an acrylic box that has a magnetic closure. It comes in a really pretty velvet pouch, and it comes with a ring mount. Now, this ring mount is for visual purposes only, so it could be
Full disclaimer.
full disclaimer, it's for visual purposes only. It kind of clamps around the stone, so that way you can still have your picture moment. So you can still be able to post online and tell everybody you're engaged when you have something that really feels like an engagement ring for these photos. But again, you're just proposing with the loose stone. But make sure, everybody, don't get engaged on a waterfall if you're going to use this, if you're going to use it to
Right.
propose.
And I do want to elaborate on that. This is for visualization purposes only. It really is a very light clamp. So I would highly recommend to not propose with this specific ring mount. And if you want to just wear it and quickly take a picture and put on Instagram or something like that, and that's a different story. But if you are proposing on a cruise or something, I would not use this.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you do not want to lose your center stone there. Okay.
Yeah.
But it is there just for you to take a look and kind of visualize how you want to design the ring around your stone at a future date.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So let's go ahead and go into step three here. Step three is the proposal and design. So yes, so you are going to plan the proposal. Once you propose, congrats, the day has come. Once you've proposed, then your significant other or your partner will basically know that it was a center stone. And then you could quickly explain to your partner that this is how it's done. And here is what we'll do to design it together. Okay. And then at that point in time, all you have to do is reach out back to one of whoever helped you initially with your center stone, with one of the F&B's customer support team. Okay. And they will be able to help you with your specific design so that you can get it right. Right. So that you could skip all of the headaches that we had mentioned earlier and you could just get it right. So if it's a solitaire, you can pick a solitaire. If it's something specific to you where you want to customize it, where it's very unique to you, then you can do that as well. If you want a halo, but you want to add a little bit of filigree on the side, you could definitely do that. If you want to add some accented stones on a solitaire ring, then you could definitely do that as well. So it's really up to you as to what you want to do.
Yeah, and I absolutely love this because it's really a bonding opportunity for the couple as well. Because that's such like a fun date idea. Like, let's go ahead, let's just get a bottle of wine and let's design the engagement ring. Like that to me, it just seems like so much fun.
That's right. And sometimes if you have a bottle of wine, you might overdo it. So you might hey, we'll do, we can do anything you want. Let's just put it that way. We could create any design you want as long as it's manufacturable. We've said this many times in the past. The only difference here is that just make sure that you really talk about it with your significant other in terms of what is it that you like, and you guys can design it together. And it's a really fun experience, actually. And we do have many couples in the past that are okay without the element of surprise and end up designing it together, and it always works out well.
Mm.
Right. So that said, step number 4, it's your ring. So once the CAD or the computer aided design is finalized or approved by you guys. So basically what that means is that we will have our designer design your ring. We will create some renders for you to see, real images or very realistic images rather. And then once you see it and you like it and you approve it, that's when we'll go ahead and manufacture it. And once it's manufactured, inspected, and fully quality controlled, that is when we'll go ahead and ask for your stone to be shipped back to us for us to mount it. And then there it is. And voila, your actual designed ring. And you will be able to get the ring that your fiance wanted all along.
Oh my God! Wow!
Yeah, and what's great is that it's also going to come in upgraded box. So it's not going to just be the standard F&B box, but it's going to be a beautiful velvet box that it comes in as well.
That's right. Oh, hey, Stephanie. How are you? We missed you. So yes, it will come with an upgraded box, velvet box, and we do have multiple colors to it as well. So we can also provide you with those options when you're ready. So this is a full white glove service. Okay, so meaning you are going to be working with one of our team members from start to finish. If this is a process that you desire, if this is a process that you love, then we'll give you that full service from A to Z, meaning we were going to walk you step by step, help you pick out the stone, help you with the process in terms of shipping out the stone to you. And then once your proposal is all said and done with all the beautiful pictures and all that, once you've already created the bonding experience with your loved one, then all you have to do is go ahead and reach back out to us. We will help you design your specific ring, and then we will go ahead and quality check it, obviously manufacture it, quality check it, and then ship it to you. So it is a service from A to Z. It's a white glove service here at Fire and Brilliant. So if you do like it, make sure you reach out to us. We can provide a link in this Geminar below as soon as this video is posted on YouTube. Right. Stephanie, Tyra, been working hard. Good to see you too. Also, well, we miss you. Just want to let you know the last couple of times we're like, where's Stephanie at? But we do miss you. We understand. So that said, thanks guys for tuning in. This is the first live Geminar. Rachel won't always be joining us, but I really wanted her to join us here because she does work on these processes with the company on a day-to-day basis, and I wanted you guys to get to know her personally. So just in case you guys do want to work with her personally, obviously she can't always work with everyone personally, but if she does, yeah, you do get a chance to work with her. She's great to work with. All right. So that said, thanks again, guys. This is our live Geminar. We're super excited about it. And we will be doing this once a week, every single Wednesday on a Geminar, on a regular Geminar for very educational, informational purposes. This is actually a unique one because we wanted to provide you with a solution as to what people do go through on a daily basis. But we will be going through a real live Geminar on a weekly basis next Wednesday, anywhere between 8 to 10 o'clock on Wednesday. And then for our normal live streams, it will still continue to be at 4 o'clock on Fridays, but then it will be cut a little short between 4 to 4:30 or so. All right. So that said, thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys.